The girl at the stand. The deal I never read. Listen, I know the magnitude of the mistake I've made. You don't have to remind me. But, at least let me explain myself. She was just so gosh darn cute. Her pretty blonde pigtails, the adorable little lemonade stand that she had set up all by herself. I just couldn't resist her charm. I should have known something was up when she slid me that contract because duh, right? But man, the way she did it. She had this whimsical, childish look in her eye. The kind that could melt the heart of even the most hardened criminal. Hey mister, you want to partner up? I sure could use the help, she inquired, wiping sweat from her brow, cartoonishly. I replied joyously with a, "And what might you need help with, you little entrepreneur?" She beamed with excitement at my compliment, and her eyes shone and glistened in the sun. "It's simple, mister. All you gotta do is help me once a year," she exclaimed, raising a finger up to my face to emphasize her words. "Once a year, huh? This seems more like an all-summer operation." She giggled and hid her face behind her hands before responding. "No, silly. I'll just need your help one time a year. I've been trying to find people all day, but no one takes me seriously," she pouted, crossing her arms and furrowing her brow. This shattered my heart. She just seemed so wounded, so hurt that no one wanted to help her make a few extra dollars. So all I have to do is come out here once a year and do what? It's simple, mister. All you gotta do is come on by and purchase a lemonade. Mama tells me it's an investment opportunity. Glancing down at my watch, I realized that I was beginning to run a little late to work. Not wanting to upset the little girl, I threw her a bone. "All right, sweetie, I'll bite. I'll come out here every year and make sure to ask for a lemonade from you personally. How's that sound?" She glowed with excitement, and I took pleasure in knowing that I had made her day just a little better, even if it was just by a tiny bit. And with that, I raised my lemonade to her and tipped my hat as a farewell. As I turned to walk away, however, I heard her sweet voice call out from behind me. "Wait, mister, you forgot the contract." Wow, I thought to myself, she sure is taking this whole thing seriously. In a bit of a hurry at this point, I quickly turned around and waltzed back to her lemonade stand, where she stood, pen in hand and pigtails flowing gently in the summer breeze. "Of course, how could I forget?" I said, putting on the most professional voice I could muster. Without even looking at the contract, I pressed the pen right against the dotted line where her little index finger pointed. I signed my name, and without warning, the girl snatched the paper. She stuffed it within the pocket of her overalls before beginning to laugh. Started out childish and sweet, happy even, but it grew into something demonic, something hardly human. Her head twitched as her body rocked back and forth like a metronome. Her laughter seemed as though it was all I could hear, and the world around me seemed to be growing dark. The noise grated my eardrums, and I felt as though they would burst at any moment. The girl's eyes were now pitch black, burning with a kind of ferocity that is only seen within Holy Scripture. I felt nausea and dizziness begin to overcome me, and before I knew it, my vision was swimming. The last thing I remembered was my body smashing hard against the grass in front of the girl's home. Then darkness. I awoke in bed. My own bed. I had no memory of returning home, yet my room was spotless and my bed had been made with precise care. I, however, was covered head to toe in dark red mud that caked my arms and legs. My fingertips had been stained black, and a gash had been carved from my abdomen all the way to my neck before being stitched up crudely. What really tormented me, however, was the overpowering taste of pennies that was still present in my mouth. I had a headache from hell, and my entire body throbbed in pain. Looking in the mirror, it looked as though I had aged 5 years, seemingly overnight. My hair was matted, my facial hair had grown to a feral extent, and my mouth seemed to be stained with gore. Amidst my panic, I noticed that the television had been left on, and that the channel had been set to a breaking news report. Arson reported at neighborhood home in Gainesville. Suspect still at large. I looked down at my fingertips, and the pieces fell directly into place. I noticed that house from the news report, I recognized that lawn, and I knew exactly who had been running that little lemonade stand that sat like a beacon within the front yard. My head throbbed harder, and I felt like I'd throw up. What finally pushed me over the edge and had me curled into the fetal position at the edge of my dresser was a note that I had neglected to notice earlier, too distraught by my reflection. A note that simply read, "See you next year, smiley face."